The cost of student loans. Through the semesters and years, it's easy to lose track of how much debt you're racking up from student loans, and it may be impossible to gauge what the student loan repayments will be like when it comes time to pay the debt. In this video, we share some important statistics that you need to think about in order to stay grounded in your pursuit for financial aid. These statistics can serve as a warning that you should take borrowing very seriously and only enter into borrowing contracts with full knowledge of the consequences. The average student loan debt for those graduating from college with a bachelor's degree in 2017 was $39,400. If you go on to pursue a graduate or professional degree, the amount goes up quite a bit more. For example, it's not uncommon for those in medical school or law school to have $150,000 or more in student loan debt when they graduate. They'll make a lot more per year than someone with a bachelor's degree, so it's all relative, but it still would be a lot of money that has to be paid back, and it may take much longer than it would to pay off loans for a bachelor's degree. In addition, the average 20 to 30-year-old with student loan debt pays back an average of $351 a month. These payments can go on for 10 to 20 years, and even sometimes up to 30 plus years, depending on how much was originally borrowed. You'll have to pay back more than you borrowed because you not only have to pay back the original amount, which is known as the principal, but you also have to pay interest, which is the percentage of the original amount added on top of the principal that you had to pay as a service fee for using the bank's money while you borrowed it. Some loans can be deferred, which means they can be postponed for a while, usually until graduation or 6 months after graduation, when payments must begin. But others have to be paid even while the borrower is still in school. Before you leave MSU, you'll have an exit interview with financial aid that will help you understand all the rules about repayment and what money you have to pay back. When it's time to repay, it is possible to consolidate all the loans into one payment, which helps a lot of people. About 11.2% of those with student loan debt get behind in their payments or default, which means fail to pay, on their student loans, because it gets very difficult to repay the debt when all other living expenses pile up. Getting behind or defaulting on these loans brings down your credit score for up to 10 years, which makes it harder for you to borrow more money, maybe to buy a car, furniture, a house, or get personal loans during that time. Some employers can deny you a job because of your low credit score. It shows that you don't meet your financial obligations. It can even lead to your wages at work being garnished, which means the money is taken out of your paycheck so you have no choice but to pay it back. That's generally in extreme cases. And even if bankruptcy is declared, it doesn't forgive the student loan debt in most cases. They make you work out a payment schedule and pay it all back anyway. In extreme cases, borrowers can request a forbearance, a temporary break from repayments, due to significant hardship that he or she is facing. For example, in the case of a serious illness that impacts a person's ability to work, one can ask for a forbearance. It's rare, but it may be requested if needed. Finally, for some loans that are sponsored by the government, there are forgiveness programs. These programs require the borrower to perform particular types of public service, like teaching in an underserved area or school, or opening a medical or dental practice in an underserved location, in exchange for erasing all or part of the loan debt. You can easily research forgiveness programs online. After seeing the costs, you may be feeling a bit overwhelmed or concerned. College, and all the money it takes to go, is an investment in your future. Here's why it's worth it. College graduates with a bachelor's degree on average earn more than $1 million more across a lifetime than non-college graduates. College gives you adaptable skills that non-college students or graduates don't have. As our world changes and many of the jobs that exist now no longer exist, those who will be successful at making a good living will be those who can adapt to many new situations. The skills you learn in college will save the day. After seeing the costs, you may be feeling a bit overwhelmed or concerned. College, and all the money it takes to go, is an investment in your future. Here's why it's worth it. College graduates with a bachelor's degree on average earn more than $1 million more across a lifetime than non-college graduates. College gives you adaptable skills that non-college students or graduates don't have. As our world changes and many of the jobs that exist now no longer exist, those who will be successful at making a good living will be those who can adapt to many new situations. The skills you learn in college will save the day. As you can see in this chart, the more education you get, the more money you tend to earn. The chart shows at each level of education the average amount a person with a degree makes per year and how much they pay in taxes. Note how the different degree levels compare to each other. For example, note the earnings of a high school diploma, $31,500, versus a college graduate with a bachelor's degree making $50,900. The average difference in earnings is almost $20,000 more per year when a person has a bachelor's degree. That is $200,000 extra dollars you just earned in 10 years. With each comparison you can see that education clearly pays off. More is better from a financial perspective.